Arena Rule 10, calling of fouls and selection of penalties. Just know here the umpire has a large discretion to call penalties or not call penalties. It's in the rule, and that's worth noting. Okay, an umpire may or may not call a foul. True, we use the advantage theory. So, for example, if you have the ball and you get fouled, but you come out with the ball, we'll probably let it go because we don't want to stop the game, and we want to let you have the advantage of having the ball and not allowing the other team the luxury of repositioning themselves. So we'll hold the whistle for a second or two, and if the play develops in a way that does not is not to your advantage, then we'll blow the whistle. Otherwise, we'll let it go. So just know that we do let fouls go. Fouls on a dead ball, which would be unsportsmanlike conduct, dangerous riding, something like that. The umpire can either blow the whistle or raise the flag. I do both, just so everybody knows what's happening. Umpires have the discretion to offset penalties. Just know that. So if two penalties happen at the same time, we can offset them and throw it in. If you get fouled and you're an obnoxious appealer, then you may get offset, and the penalty that happened against you will be offset with your obnoxious behavior, and we'll throw it in, or partially offset. Say you would have had a penalty 2, we might move it back to a 3 because of your behavior, or to a 4. We can do that, and we do. The point is, we are going to manipulate and control your behavior until we get your behavior where it should be. That's the point, and we do it, and it works. Okay, ball placement. The rule has 5 suggestions for the umpire of what to consider for ball placement. We consider those 5 and more. So let's go through them quickly. Degree of danger of the foul. More dangerous, more severe penalty. Location. Where did it happen? Positioning of players. Did you have somebody to pass to or not? Were there defenders in front of you, or was it a breakaway? Frequency of the same foul. You have a player constantly shading and being dangerous. Maybe the first time it's a penalty 4. Maybe the 10th time it's penalty 2 for the same exact foul, because he or she isn't getting it, isn't getting the fact that his or her foul or her behavior is very dangerous. So we will help you understand that. Ball location. Where is the ball when this happens? Very important. Okay. With that being said, practically speaking, as an umpire, if somebody has the ball and is headed towards goal and they get fouled, probably going to move it up to the next penalty line. So if you're at the center, we'll move it to a 4. If you're inside the 25 heading towards your goal, it's going to be a 2, 3, or 4. If you've got the whole arena in front of you and you get fouled, you're probably going to go to the center hit. That's reality. If you're headed away from your goal and you have a back shot play and you get fouled in the process of making a back shot, probably going to be a spot hit because it's a defensive play. All defensive plays are generally from the spot. Unless they're inside the 25, then we'll move them over to one of the penalty lines. If it happens in the corner, maybe it's a 4. If it happens closer to goal, maybe it's a 2. Okay, we just assess that very quickly. It's very easy. Players love to argue ball placement. Just remember, the captain of your team can only bring up procedural matters with the umpire. Anything involving the umpire's judgment is off limits. So whether a foul happened or didn't happen, or where you place the ball, is all umpire judgment. You may not bring that up to the umpire. Players try all the time to do this and they get in trouble and they wonder why. Read the rule. Or better yet, listen to the video. Same thing. Anyway, you should know that you can't do that. The rule goes on to say that to delineate specifically, a penalty 1 is a foul that happens near the goal to prevent the goal. Okay, so a penalty 1 in a situation like that should be awarded. The way we look at that is if someone's going to goal and they're going to score and then they get fouled, penalty 1, they're probably going to score. Like you would bet your bank account on it. Penalty 1. Penalty 5 is for a foul that creates a minor disadvantage. This is what you get a penalty 5 for. Defensive play. You're making a defensive play, you're hitting a back shot, somebody fouls you, spot hit. You're making an offensive play, but you're at a standstill. Literally not moving forward. Spot hit. Heading towards the sidewall and you get fouled. Probably spot hit. Okay, because you're not headed right towards the goal. You're headed towards the goal, we're moving it up because you are on the attack. And that's it. That's the theory. Very simple. No big deal.
With that being said, for fouls that happen during play and inside the arena. That way of thinking about it works very well. I do want to put up this graphic real quick, and I want to talk about fouls that happen literally on the wall. So for example, you're dribbling the ball down the wall, literally on the wall, and you get fouled. Cross hook, right away violation, something like that. It's a little different. The ball placement along the wall is a little bit different. If that happens when you're on the attack in the blue area, and it has a corresponding blue number 4, if you get fouled on the wall in the blue area while on the attack towards the red goal, then you're probably going to get a penalty 4 along the wall there. If it happens in the orange area, obviously that would be a penalty 3. If it happens in the yellow area, a penalty 2, and a penalty 1 is the red area. If you get fouled 2 yards to the right or to the left of the goal and you're on the wall, that's a penalty 1, or right in front of the goal. That's a penalty 1. And that's for along the wall. For regular play, it's what we talked about earlier. And same thing with the yellow area. Penalty 2 kind of goes over to the corner, and 3 starts in the corner, and then goes around till you get to the 25, and then you start the penalty 4s. And just remember, as a player, umpires have tremendous discretion on this, and of course, in the middle of play, defensive plays, offensive plays, other considerations, whether there was a breakaway or not, and those kind of things. The umpire has a wide array of discretion for that sort of thing. But along the wall, in order to keep consistency, if you're a player, just listen to your umpire. But if you're an umpire, take a look at this graphic for a minute and imagine a player on the attack on the wall, and look at the blue, orange, yellow, and red zones, and try to make your penalties consistent with that, because that's what the professional umpires use. That's what they use in the interscholastics, intercollegiates, and that is probably the largest area of arena polo in the whole USPA. And those guys really know what they're doing. So this is what they use, and this is what the professional umpires use. So if you're umpiring, use this as your baseline, and then use your judgment overlay on top of that. But for the walls, that's what this is. And for the regular play in the arena, of course, you have all the other considerations. So with that being said, move on.
And that is Arena Rule 10, calling of fouls and selection of penalties.